guys, my name is Alex and this is my channel Life with Fibro. I just wanted to come back on here. I've been gone for quite a while now. It's been a couple months since I've uploaded on here. I just kind of wanted to come back, start uploading on here again, and just keep spreading awareness regarding fibromyalgia. I've been gone for a couple months now because I was definitely having a struggle accepting my diagnosis. If you've watched my two other videos, I was just diagnosed with fibro in October, and it's definitely been a struggle since I was diagnosed with it. When I was first diagnosed, it just was like, oh, thank God I finally have a diagnosis. I finally know what's going on. But then as weeks started coming by and I started realizing like what all my symptoms were and how or what fibro all affects in my life, it definitely became a huge struggle for me. I still struggle with accepting it, but I definitely hit a pretty dark period, I would say, after my diagnosis. And I know I've talked to a lot of other fibro sufferers who have also hit the same bout of depression after diagnosis and throughout since our diagnosis. So I just kind of wanted to come in here and talk about that kind of dark spot, just so if anybody sees this video who's just diagnosed or has fibro and is going through one of those dark spots, that they know they're not alone. Like I said, the first few weeks after my diagnosis, I honestly was thrilled to know what was going on. I was so happy to know that it was something and that it wasn't just in my head and that it was actually something medically going on. But then I quickly realized what toll it was taking on my body and how much it was affecting my life. I mean, I was just diagnosed, 6 months ago, not even, and there's already things that have gotten so much worse with it now than when I was first diagnosed. They say fibromyalgia isn't a progressive illness, but I don't know how much I agree with that. That is another topic we'll discuss in another video anyways. But I know myself, I've had a lot of my symptoms from when I was first diagnosed that are so much worse now. Like, one of my main symptoms I get with my fibro is my legs, and I get really bad leg pain and really bad leg weakness. And when my fibro flares up, it'll get to where like I can't even walk a lot of the time and I have to use a walker. And like, my legs are just so much worse now, even than when they were diagnosed. They're just so much weaker and they tend to get affected a lot more now. And like, with the bout of depression, that was one thing that was really hard for me to accept, was the need for a walker or a cane sometimes. I mean, I'm 25 years old and it's really hard for me to accept the fact that at 25 I need a walker or a cane or something some days to get around too much, and that's my life now, that is how my life is going to always be from here on out, that there's not going to be a normal time again for me. Before my diagnosis, I loved hiking. I loved going on walks. I was always moving, always. And now it's just, I can, like, don't get me wrong, I can still get along. I can still get around. You know, I'm not wheelchair bound, thankfully, or anything, but I'm a lot slower getting around now, and I can't go as far all at once because my body's just too weak and it's just too painful unless I have something like a cane or walker with me. And that's just really hard to accept for anyone all around, but let alone a 25-year-old who was I always moved before my diagnosis, so it's definitely been really hard for me to struggle. Another thing that kind of put me in this place with depression is that I try so hard to believe now that my illness is not me. I am not my illness. My illness is just a part of me. But there's so many things that fibro affects in your life. I mean, the brain fog, Before I filmed this video, I was wanting to use my tripod, and as I was rearranging some things around, grabbed my tripod, didn't move it very far, and then I went and did a few things, and by the time I came back from doing those 2 other things, I had no idea. I could not remember for the life of me where I had put the tripod. It was sitting right there in my face on the couch, but I could not remember for the life of me where I'd put the tripod 5 seconds ago. I could not find it, nothing. So like the brain fog has been very, very hard to get, just to accept and get used to. I mean, I could be mid-sentence and completely forget what the rest of the sentence is. I have issues stumbling my words now. And it's just, I'm not who I was before, which is really hard to get used to. The brain fog, just the pain, the weakness, not being able to do what I was, always feeling so tired. I mean, a lot of my life, I've always had issues of feeling exhausted all the time. Exactly figure out why. And now looking back, I do wonder, because of some of the symptoms I had now, I did have earlier in life also, I do wonder if I've had fibro longer than I thought I have. But just this exhaustion is just a whole new level. I mean, I can sleep 12 hours, I can sleep my 8 hours and still wake up as if I've slept none. And as if, you know, I haven't slept for 36 hours and I'm even more tired. So that's been really hard to accept too, and just realizing when my body needs rest. There's honestly a lot that put me into this depression, and I honestly don't know fully how I got to that point. I know just realizing like how different life was going to be now with my diagnosis was a huge part of it, and realizing that it can't do all things. Like I can't even clean our bathroom of our apartment all at once. Bye-bye. I can't even clean the bathroom of our apartment all at once without needing breaks in between. And that is something that's really hard for me to accept. Really, 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 really hard. So like, I don't know exactly what'll put me in this depression. I know a lot of people experience it, especially with fibro. It's just kind of a symptom of fibro, also depression is. But I have never been in that dark of a place before. And I didn't know, honestly, how to get myself out of it. And I'm still working on getting myself out of it. I'm a lot better than I was. But I'm definitely still somewhat in this dark hole. I know what helped me get out of it as much as I have is my family and my friends. There is some friends and family who's not going to understand your diagnosis, is going to think, oh, you don't look sick, or it's not that bad, it's all in your head. And sometimes you just kind of got to cut those people out. But I mean, the family and friends that are there for you, use them, talk to them. That was something that was really hard for me to accept. You know, they love you, they're there for you. Use them, you know, do things that you enjoy doing. I started reading a lot more again. You know, I was listening to music. There was just a point where I was like, okay, like I gotta shake this off. I can't let this illness get to me as much as it is. Yes, it affects a lot of my physical abilities, and it affects a lot of my thought processing and everything, but I can't let it tear me down. I can't sit here and be so depressed over it also. I need to move on. I need to accept it. I need to learn to be okay with it. And I need to start figuring out how to control it so that I can get control on it and it doesn't control me. So that's just what I came to say for now. I mean, like I have said, I'm still kind of in this dark hole, but I'm definitely really far out of it. I'm not near where I was 2 months ago, but I just wanted to say, if you are going through this hole, if you were just diagnosed not that long ago and you are feeling yourself kind of just slip into a hole, you're not alone. Reach out to somebody. We all go through it. It just comes with the fibro. But I just kind of wanted to let everyone know where I'd been. But I was coming back. I do enjoy doing YouTube. So I will be coming back. I'll probably be uploading once a week. I don't want to overdo it too much right now. I do have a lot of video ideas that I'm really excited for. And I mean, with being quarantined right now, ain't nothing else I can do. Might as well spend my time doing YouTube. So I'm back. I'm okay. I'm doing better. You're not alone. And that is all I had to say. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.